We've talked about this before. We had that meeting with Rob Thompson, Dave Dombrowski. We asked, what do you want to see out of Mick Abel? And Topper immediately said, we just want to see him look comfortable.
Yeah, they try to make sure that when they do drills or throwing sessions, as you watch this one, Soto was out in front of it. It was 88 miles an hour. They try to pair him up with guys like Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, people like that. Here's Alec Bohm in foul territory. And Alec runs out of room. Got caught in Spidey's web.
I think he had the length to get there.
I think he did too. And the thought process of putting Mick Abel, this is what Rob's thinking, Caleb Copham's thinking, putting with those guys, is that he sees how they go about their business. Swing and a miss. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and Soto strikes out for the second time today.
It's a good idea as he goes up the ladder here. One looking, one swinging. But to follow some of these veteran guys and just see what makes them tick, how they go about their business, their routine. Do they have something in their routine that can help you out? How do they prepare themselves to pitch every fifth day?
Well, he's got good size. I mean, he's 6'5". He delivers low to Torres. 1 ball, no strikes.
And the thing is, you could just pick their brain about their throwing routine. What makes them tick? Just because just because it works for them doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. However, there might be certain things that you could add to your repertoire, the way you get ready for a ball game. Whether that be how much you long toss before a game, or how much flat ground you do before a game, how many actual pitches you throw in the bullpen before you go in. Lifting routine, how do they prepare their bodies? A lot goes into it.
I think the routine part of it is huge. I mean, some of the youngsters have talked about that from the get-go. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
It does help, though, because, you know, when I was coming up with San Diego, Carlos Hernandez was the catcher, and I tried to, I mean, he was such a veteran presence, tried to mimic what he did and how he handled the pitching staff, the relationships that he had with his pitchers.
Three balls, 2 strikes to Torres. He popped out to Stott his first time up. It's a foul.
And then I go to Seattle. Dan Wilson, veteran catcher. You know, and like to pick his brain about, you know, the new staff that I was going to handle. What makes each pitcher tick? But I just think, you know, and the thing is, with someone like Zach or Aaron, they're so willing to help out those younger guys. It's only going to help the organization. That obviously these guys are going to be a big part of it for years to come.
Yeah, and you never know. I mean, this could be the year where we see Mick Abel in the big leagues. Now, you know, throwing strikes, not walking a lot of guys. That's huge. He said he wants to stay more direct when he goes to the plate. And he also said there's, and I guess I understand this properly, and we can ask him when he joins us later on. We're hoping he's going to join us later on. That as he goes into the windup, there's a little bit more pace to it when he releases, when he comes downhill.
Well, you want to get to that point where, you know, you feel like
power position,
like a power position, but you're reaching out, getting that good extension. LA always talks about getting as much extension as you can, almost like you're reaching out and handing it to the catcher. And when you have that length, you talked about his body, 6'5". You're already releasing it from probably 54 feet.
1 ball, 1 strike to Rortvedt. 1-2. Chopper over the mound. Charging is Stott. Scooping is Stott. Throwing is Stott. And the inning is over. Well, that's a solid 4th inning. I will say that Wheeler and Abel, from a Phillies standpoint, and Beater, Yankee standpoint, they're not only working the strike zone. I think Wheeler and Abel are working that inside part of the strike zone really well today. Bouncer foul.
Now the fastball command out of both guys, really good.
And a called strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Mick Abel. And 1 out here in the 5th inning. He just challenged him with this.
4-seamer. Right at the belt, outside corner. Dot. JT catches the outside of that baseball. You catch the inside of the ball there, Tom, you're going to run it out of the strike zone. He has the ability to get around it, catch the outside of it, and just stick it.
Breaking ball.
I want to do that on both sides.
Couple of good pitches they just missed.
And he even made that one look good, catching the bottom of it, working his way up. That is something that has changed drastically over the last couple of years. The pitch at the bottom of the zone.
That was Luis Heel, who was warming up in the bullpen for the Yankees. They've had 3 different guys warming up behind the starter.
Three-one breaking ball.
Gives you a little bit of an idea of his confidence and JT's confidence in him.
It is packed here today. Get
Right
over.
in the hands. Harper has it. He'll just take it to the bag. 3 unassisted, 2 outs.
Give them a day off their feet and be able to just take some at bats and keep them fresh. That's such a big thing. I don't want to be able to just say, you know what, this is the only position I'm going to be at. I want to be able to go out there and be able to give some guys give them breaks off their feet.
Well, I know it was nice to see everybody coming back in, but I thought about this. It's been a long time since this many familiar faces are back from one year to the next. Isn't that sort of comforting when you come back in?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's nice when, you walk into a room and look at these younger kids who are coming up and, looking to make an impact. It's going to be awesome.
I also think, just from, we're talking about the pull rate and things like that, I feel like you guys have assessed more after last year because it was such a disappointing end. And maybe that's good, that you guys all, as Nick said, it's the first day in camp. I'm not even dressed, and we're talking about potentially being back in the World Series.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is that it comes down to us. That the front office has done a lot of great things for us, and ownership has done a lot of great things for us to put us in a really good position to have a great team. And now it comes down to us, and you want to be able to evaluate and look at yourself and say, how can I get better? That's the biggest thing. You want to be better, obviously, one for yourself, but if you can be 1%, 2%, whatever, better for the team, that's another way that you're able to take the next step.
How's Paco ball or pickleball going out there?
Paco ball is it's a lot of fun. It's actually pretty cool. We play with our offhands, and it gives you a whole new respect for hand-eye coordination with your other side. Gosh, I stink. I am awful. I feel like I'm a newborn giraffe out there when it comes to hitting the ball.
That's so great.
Who's got game?
It's like having a glove on, and that's able to make that nasty catch or a sinking line drive, whatever it is. To be able to kind of replicate that with your eyes. Obviously, the communication part with us, we're always talking. We're always talking about who has it, where we're going. That's going to be big for us, especially when we get back to Philadelphia, and it's going to be really loud, and we're going to have to be able to communicate with each other.